Hey there, this is Kristen Wilson with A Visual Business. Just wanted to share how to give someone else manager rights to your Google Plus page. So again, that you're not giving them your Gmail account and personal login, which is to your mail and your email, and possibly other ones. So I have gone to my Google Plus page right here. The problem with Google is while it is so great, they make so many changes, as I've noted in the blog post for this, that it makes it difficult to keep up with. And as such, I've had a lot of problems with clients that don't have their passwords anymore because somebody else has created it for them, may not have set the client as the recovery email address, or somebody like the client may be creating it and don't know what it is anymore, or somebody at the client's office created it and they're not there anymore. So lots of different problems. So I always suggest giving them manager access so that when that person is no longer there, that they aren't taking all the information away with them, because trying to recover is very difficult if you don't have access to that email account. And if you don't remember which email account is associated with it, it's even harder. So technically, or typically, you're going to end up recreating. So here's my Google Plus page. I click on the picture of myself, hit, I know it shows that it's for my business page, manage account. And then this used to be a little bit different, a little bit deeper in, but now they've made it a little bit easier, which is a shock. So right here, change roles, invites, and remove users. So you're going to hit manage permissions. And obviously I'm the primary owner. You cannot change the primary owner. You can just add managers. So you can invite new users. It's going to tell you add name or email address. There's my, oops, I can't even spell my own name. And then it's going to ask me to choose the type of role. Now you can add them as an owner. If I recall correctly, you can't have remove an owner unless there's another one, but usually what somebody's going to do is create a manager and then hit invite, and then they're going to go ahead and get access to that via email. So that's the easiest way to do that. I'm also going to give you a side note too, is usually when I'm creating accounts like this, Google Plus or Facebook pages or the like, I usually create a dummy email address to use, well, not necessarily Facebook, but for AdWords, I create a dummy email address for the clients so that they can have that. That becomes theirs versus Kristen logging in as her personal Gmail account and having access to the client's account, and then not being able to fully give that up. I would have to give them the rights to it, or that kind of thing, or if we parted not so amicably, then it'll be a little bit more difficult, and I now have total control versus an email address that the clients have access to, that they can change that. Again, fortunately, that isn't a problem for me, and I have great relationships with my clients, but that is something that you're going to want to consider. So I'd always suggest creating a dummy Gmail account. And what I've done is, if you go to Chrome Incognito, which as you can tell, it's this right here, and you just create an account from here, and you click create account. This is the other information that I usually do, is I'll record what I use to create it. So I would use the client's name, so client's first name, their last name, create a Gmail account. Now if the business is Margaritas, let's say it's a restaurant, Margaritas, and I'm using it for pay-per-click, I might not be able to use margaritas@gmail.com because I'm sure that might have already been taken. Plus Margaritas is very generic, but I would use, say, Margaritas SEO 2016 or something along that lines, that it's easy to ascertain what it was used for. Create a password for them. Again, not easy. I copy and paste it to a spreadsheet. And I usually use a generic month and day, of course, their gender. I don't always use their mobile phone because oftentimes Google will ask for verification, so they'll need to test it. So I'll use mine and then change it to the clients afterwards. And then I'll use their email address as the backup and click next and just follow the prompts to go through to create it. I will store that information, what the email address is, the password, and what I use to create it, and then pass that along to the client so they have it. And then anything that I create, like the Gmail page, the Google Plus page, Google Analytics, Google AdWords, anything that I use to create, I would create it with that account and then give myself access, like the Google Analytics, for example. So hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you and have a great day.